Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate. My name is Kristen Jock with Compass, and this week I wanted to answer the question, should I sell my current home before buying a new one? And there's really one thing that you need to analyze in order to answer that question, which is, do you need the proceeds from the sale of your current home in order to make a down payment on your purchase? And if you do need the proceeds, then you absolutely need to sell before you buy. The reason I wanted to talk about this was I'm recently selling a property in Brooklyn, and many of the prospective purchasers who were making offers were including a need to sell contingency in their offer. And that put the buyer at a significant disadvantage in comparison to the other offers or some of the other offers we were receiving. So I was trying to understand, why are these buyers doing this, so to speak, in the reverse order? And really the reason for that ended up being that the inventory in this neighborhood is very low, and the people were afraid to sell because they didn't know if they'd be able to find a property, or it might take a long time for them to find a property. So I wanted to make some suggestions of ways that you could avoid the traditional process, which would be to list your home, put it into contract, and then while in contract, look for a property to purchase, close on your home, and then close on the purchase. So one of the options would be considering a loan product called a bridge loan. And basically what that does is it combines a new mortgage with your existing mortgage, generally up to 80% of the combined loan value of both properties. And the way to qualify for that kind of a product would be you would have to have very good credit, and you'd have to have a very low debt to income ratio. Typically these are short-term loans up to about a year, which would enable you to purchase and then over the course of that year or up to that year, sell the existing property that you own, and then roll that into a more traditional financing thereafter. So if you don't qualify for something like that, and many people don't, it's a rare product, you could also consider renting out your existing property and using the rental income from the property combined with your income from your job to qualify for two mortgages. So the one that you have on your existing property and to pay the one for the new purchase. If neither one of those are options for you, then I would suggest that you think about listing your property first, familiarize yourself with the inventory on the market, come up with a really good strategy with your agent to enable you to get into as many properties that would fit your requirements. Once you go into contract on the sale of your home, then you're really in a very strong position to make offers on prospective properties. And then ideally find the one you love, go into contract on that, and then you're faced with one more hurdle, which is if the sale of your property and the purchase of your new one don't perfectly align, what are your options? So if you have a really good agent and a really good attorney, they're going to advise you to go for a longer contract period on the sale of your home so that you have extra time, extra cushion to locate a new home. And if that's still not enough time, the option to remain in the property after closing or post-closing occupancy so that you don't have to move twice. Not every buyer is going to agree to those terms. Maybe one of the requirements is that they have to live in the property for their loan, in which case you could do a short-term rental. So you could live in a rental short-term while you're waiting on the closing of your new property. So I hope that information is useful for you. Please, as always, leave your comments, questions, or suggestions for other topics below. Say hello to my cat Jock, who decided to welcome us with his presence. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week.